Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Big Dirty Sports Card Show. My name is Zach Selwyn, aka Zach the Ripper, tearing apart packs, looking for hits, and making fun of everybody and talking all kinds of shit. That's how we do it on the Big Dirty. The Dirty. We're up to like 130 subscribers now on Instagram. I like it. We're growing. I feel good about it. And much like my man Ryan Leaf said about Pat McAfee, I am high as fuck every time I do this show. It's not true, but I'm normally hungover. And I don't think I've ever really done a podcast where I wasn't drunk or hungover. I don't even know what I'm doing. Today I'm not. This show might suck. Let's get into this. So here's what we're doing. Last episode, we started ripping a baseball collector's edge. We got a bunch of garbage. I'm going to finish off this pack. There is an unopened pack of big in here. Topps Big, the notorious B.I.G. baseball cards. We're going to get into that and see what other commons we have. I'll take these out of the box now and get rid of this shit. My name is Zachariah. Thank you for joining us on the Big Dirty. Let's get right into this thing, shall we? Start us off with some baseball. Now these boxes, $4.99, Target, pieces of crap normally. We have had some hits. I believe we pulled a Barkley one year. Oh no, we got a, no, we haven't got shit. We got a Brandon Nimmo rookie. That was about it. We're starting off with Bernard Gilkey. Bernard. I'm sorry. If your name is Bernard, you got to go by Bernie. If your name is Bernard, you're either two things. You're either Bernie Williams or you're Bernie Grillstein accountant. You know what I mean? You can't be Bernard Gilkey with the monobrow. Look at this guy. He looks like he's in Oasis. They just formed again, by the way. Hey, put Bernard Gilkey on drums. Pat Borders. The perfect name for a Canadian baseball player, isn't it? Pat Borders. Look at this guy. Look at the amount of chew he's got in his mouth. This guy lost 4 molars after this photo was taken. Pat Borders. I didn't even know you could get that much chaw in Canada. I know you can get like pills, sleeping pills, and painkillers. Don't ask me how I know that. Hey, Larry Anderson. Now here's a great story. And I'm going to show you something cool. Take a look at this card, Larry Anderson. And this is about the year 1988. 89, Topps. Now look at this hat. Autographed by Larry Anderson. Here's the story of this. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. Larry Anderson, who's now a great broadcaster, I think, for the White Sox. I don't know. Someone remind me. I had a AAA Major League Baseball scrimmage every year at High Corbett Field in Tucson. Me and my buddy, Neat Stuff 74, follow him on Instagram. We would go down to the stadium with a box full of cards to get autographs. Larry Anderson, very generous signer. One day, we're sitting there and I'm talking to him and I'm like, hey, Mr. Anderson, if you get a ball or is there anything I can have? And he looks at me and he goes, I tell you what, kid, go get me a hot dog and I'll give you something. I'll give you a hat. So I said, are you serious? He goes, yeah, go get me a dog. So I ran out and I got Larry Anderson a hot dog from the High Corbett Field concession stand. It was probably $1. I run back with the hot dog. I'm all excited. I'm like, Larry, dude, here's your hot dog. Larry Anderson goes, thanks, kid. Takes his hat off, signs it, gives it to me, gets up, takes a hot dog, eats it in the bullpen. Holy shit. Shout out Larry Anderson. If anyone knows Larry Anderson, get him this story because that was one of the greatest days of my life. I remember I was like, oh my God, I have a real Major League Baseball player's hat. And it's Larry Anderson's, and there he is. And he had a long career, and he played in Cleveland in the 70s. You know, he put in some work. If you played in Cleveland in the 70s, had a few STDs. But we won't talk about that. Thank you for your kindness and your generous hat. Donated to the Zach Selwyn Museum, which is now basically one little corner of my closet where I'm not allowed to display anything. It's not even a man cave. It's a man closet. Kirk McCaskill. Great baseball name, 87 Topps. I got nothing to say about Kirk McCaskill other than I miss the California Angels, not the Los Angeles Angels, Angels of Anaheim Angels, whatever the fuck they're called. Speaking of Angels, Mike Witt. A lot of mustaches so far. Let's count the stashes. We got Larry. We already mentioned the unibrow mustache on Bernard Gilkey. Now we got a Mike Witt, the all-mustache team right there. Oh, no mustache here. We're going to Japan, or the World Baseball Classic. We're going to Japan. Shuichi Murata. Started with Murata, now we're here. Started with Murata, now the whole team here. Hey! What is this? It's like a seashell. It looks like a brass knuckles. Oh, it's a crown. Eric Karras, the very handsome Eric Karras. This guy piped his way across Hollywood when he was playing for the Dodgers. Trust me. I know a few girls who know about that. Karras' carrot. The carousel. They said if you had sex with Eric Karras, it was like riding a carousel. That's how crazy this dude was. He was a freak. I don't like this. I don't like the crown or whatever the hell. Can we stick to squares and rectangles, please? Come on. Jesus, speaking of mustaches. Holy fuck, Tim Stoddard. This guy just looks like he fucking just plumbed the entire city of San Bernardino. That mustache is legit. That could be the biggest stache we've seen on the Big Dirty. That is a big dirty mustache. In the San Diego brown? Ugh. That's a mustache ride. What is with the mustaches? Is this just like a huge Dick Broom box? A box of Dick Brooms and a box of Dick Williams. Speaking of Dick Brooms, Dick Williams. Another one of the great mustaches of all time. And another Padre. Look at this. Like in San Diego back then, did you just have to have a stash? Was that it? Oh, I love those old San Diego hats. Those are so cool. Oh, Sean Dunston. Sean Dunston. Probably my favorite Harry Carey quote ever. I used to do this on the schoolyard. My line was always, what I think I heard, Harry Carey say this once. He said, Harry Dunston slides in the second with a stand-up double. It's pretty funny. Sean Dunston. Another mustache. Although, it's not Tim Stoddard's mustache. Jesus Christ. That's the standard. You know you want the big dirty sports at your next event. Come on, man. Bring me out to a card show. I get on stage. I just start riffing. It's a beautiful thing. I'll bring my guitar. We'll do some songs. I'll come to your card shop. I'm cheap. I'm very affordable. If you want me for my music, though, that's going to cost you. Ooh, Odell Jones. Sounds like an Eddie Murphy character. Another mustache, by the way. I didn't even know there was a professional athlete named Odell before Odell Beckham Jr. Now I'm intrigued. How many Odells have played professional sports? There's obviously an Odell Beckham Sr., and then there's Odell Jones. If your name is Odell Jones, you better sell me something that I'm not supposed to have. Marvin Freeman. Satin jacket alert. Gotta love a satin. Odell Jones. Coolest name ever. Marvin Freeman sells you glass siding. Jim Aducci, how you doing? I'm Jim fucking Aducci. Get the fuck out of here. Where's Gabagoo? You don't fuck with Jim Aducci. Look at this guy. He doesn't look like he's a mobster, but oh, he's connected. Jim fucking Aducci, the Dooch. You don't mess with the Dooch, huh? Oh yeah, you need to get a car. Go talk to my guy, the Dooch, Jim Aducci. Yeah, he'll take care of you. Oh, we had Odell. Now we got Odeby McDowell. Odeby, an MLB baseball player with a name like Odeby McDowell. One of the great names of all time from Hollywood, Florida. Now, there's another thing about this name, McDowell. They're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's. They got the golden arches. I got the golden arcs. They got 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. See, ours is on a poppy seed bun. That's the difference, son. Little coming to America for you. Spike Owen. That's a great name. You know, like nowadays, all these guys have real baseball player names like Cutter Cutsall and Canyon Cum Bucket. Spike Owen would have fit in just perfect with those guys. What is this? 1988 World Series dramatic comeback card. Of course, this is the great World Series with Oral Hershiser and Kirk Gibson. Mike Scioscia. Prove there's no head like a wise old head. I mean, that's what it says. There's no head like a wise old head. I'd say there's no head like... You ever been to Thailand? Funny thing about this World Series was my Spanish teacher, 1988, comes in after they win chanting, oral, oral, oral. And I stood up in the middle of Spanish class, 14 years old, and I started yelling, anal, anal, anal. And that, my friends, is how I got my first detention in junior high. Ooh, talk about mustaches. Rafael Palmeiro. Was he a roids guy? They say he was. I don't know. I put him in the Hall of Fame. This guy wasn't like a power roids guy. He never hit 75 bombs. He didn't look like a pumpkin like Barry Bonds. He was just a solid, crafty hitter. And hey, if he cheated, he cheated. Bob Kipper. Bob Kipper looks high as shit. Oh, yeah. Get Bob Kipper some Funyuns to the dugout, please. Jeff Blauser. Game blouse. This guy doesn't look like a baseball player. This guy looks like Bill from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah, that's who Jeff Blauser is. Put him in a time machine. God gave rock and roll to you, Jeff. Les Lancaster. That sounds like a fake name or like a porno name, doesn't it? Like Chest Rockwell, Les Lancaster, mound work. When his rosin bag fails to rise to the occasion, she makes sure he brings the good wood. Les Lancaster, Tracy Lords, mound work. Get on the rubber. Glenn Braggs. You know when you have a name like Glenn Braggs, you gotta be an all-star. Jeff Blauser, not an all-star. Jeff Blauser. Glenn Braggs, yeah, put him in the Hall. Jeff Blauser, put him in a Mervin's. Let's open these big baseballs, see what we got in here. Hopefully there's something sexy. I don't like these big cards. Just a big face. I only spend hundreds if they have big faces. Did I just quote Diddy? I probably shouldn't quote Diddy. No Diddy. Here we go. Hey, the checklist. That's always fun. Who's this? Ooh, Kenny Phelps. I love Ken Phelps. You want to talk about a mustache. That thing could rival Stoddard's. Where's Tim Stoddard's freaking stash? You guys in the comments, who had the stronger stash, Phelps or Stoddard? Check it out and write us right now. Danny Tartable. You know what I loved about Danny Tartable? Became a Yankee. Tartable, when he was on the Yankees, he signed like a 10-year, $5 million contract, which back then, or 5-year, $10 million contract. Back then, that was huge. You know, that's like Bryce Harper's shoe budget. But Danny Tartable was building his house for his family, and he built his kids slides from their bedrooms into the pool. I remember reading that as a kid and saying, that's baller. Look that up. Look up Danny Tartable's window slide from the bedroom to the pool. By the way, I hope he lived in a sunny location, because that would suck in the winter. Oh, and Dave Valle, he's now a valet parking guy, is what he is. Jesus Christ. There's your baseball box, baby. That is a bunch of garbage. I'll take the Maddox. I'm growing a mustache like Tim Stoddard. I know that. And one of these brass knuckle cards. I'm not happy with this. A lot of mustaches. My name is Zach Selwyn. You're watching the Big Dirty Sports Card Show. We go through a pack a week of just fun and have a good time. Make sure to follow us at Big Dirty Sports on Instagram, Big Dirty Sports on YouTube. My name is Zach Selwyn. Hit me on Instagram. Hit me up. I follow everybody back at Big Dirty Sports, by the way. Everybody. I will follow every account. Check us out. Big Dirty. The Dirty rolls on. Man, let's go get high with Pat McAfee.